I'm so glad. Y'all know I at the start of the video I didn't even click record. I'm glad I didn't get too far. All of that was welcome back to another video. And then I was like, man, I ain't even started. Anyways, let's get right into it though. Yeah, just about where I started.
Plenty of grudge matches and 4 title matches, including the new Crown Jewel Championship and Crown Jewel Women's Championship.
I think
Join
they
us
got
now
the
as we recap the
segment
show
for
and look at the good,
tonight
the
for
bad, and the
Monday Night
downright
Raw.
ugly. And there's also big news
I saw,
on
like,
Goldberg having his
4 minutes
retirement
of
match in WWE. Be sure to
I'm just
subscribe
scrolling
and hit that
Facebook and it
notification
popped
bell
up.
for daily
It was
wrestling
like
videos
Sammy
and
J,
follow us
so
on
Jimmy
Facebook
Uso. I
for
didn't watch the whole
exclusive
thing. I
lists.
didn't watch
Also check out our new videos on
I was like,
WrestleMania
nah.
XL.
That was about it.
And the night starts
Nothing
off with a
else.
6-man tag team match
Ain't
as
you
Roman
interested
Reigns and the
in nothing?
Usos of Jay and Jimmy take on the bloodline of Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu with Tonga Loa. A Jay and Jimmy wrestle like their most recent match was yesterday, double teaming Jacob Fatu. However, Jay isn't on the same page as Roman and it hurts their teamwork. Roman regroups, but a ref bump leads to Jacob Fatu and Solo flooring Roman. Jacob Fatu deals with the Usos outside the ring as Solo delivers 2 Samoan spikes to Roman for the 1-2-3. Solo Sikoa manages to pin Roman Reigns and wins the match. But that's not over as the Bloodline continue to beat down Reigns, Jimmy, and Jey Uso. However, coming in for the save is Sami Zayn, who teases whether he's joined Solo Sikoa and the new Bloodline. However, he rejects and manages to kick Solo's ass as well as the others. However, a miscommunication by Zayn has Sami hit a big boot right to Roman Reigns' face, leading to a lot of questions in the OG Bloodline. Next up is a fatal 4-way match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship as Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair take on Damage Control, Meta-4, and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Now it's one high spot after another with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven providing some much needed comic relief. Green and Niven look to be in the driver's seat when they double team Jade Cargill, however Cargill blocks an unprettier and Piper accidentally splashes Chelsea, setting things up for the champions to retain, as Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair retain the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Next up is Seth freaking Rollins versus Bronson Reed. Rollins charges down the ramp before Reed even reaches the ring, and it's on. Bronson Reed and Rollins battle through the arena before things return to the ring and the match gets underway. A seesaw battle, but Reed can't finish Rollins and the Visionary taunts him, finally winning the match after a curb stomp on the ring steps and an atomic curb stomp from the top rope. As Seth Rollins manages to win the match, and he taunts Reed after the match, warning Bronson he'll always end up losing against him. Next up is the WWE Women's Crown Jewel Championship match as champion Liv Morgan takes on champion Nia Jax. Liv Morgan foolishly tries to go head-to-head against Jax, getting a beatdown for her troubles. Tiffany Stratton then arrives with the Money in the Bank briefcase, giving Morgan a brief respite, but the arrival of Raquel Rodriguez and Dominic Mysterio tip things in Liv's favor as she hits Oblivion to become the first ever Women's Crown Jewel champion. Tiffany Stratton ends up not cashing in at all. Next up, Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens attacks Randy Orton with a chair before the match even begins, showing no remorse or respect for the rules. The match never even starts, but a wild brawl ensues as WWE officials rush in, only to be taken out by Owens and Orton. Both superstars fight through the crowd until Owens gets the upper hand and puts Orton through a table. Next up is the triple threat match for the United States Championship as champion LA Knight takes on Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. The champion stands back as Andrade and Hayes beat each other silly. Knight then joins the fray, and it's on as all 3 superstars bounce each other around the ring like a human pinball. Despite some near falls by Hayes and Andrade, Knight prevails with a BFT to each, getting the Duke and retaining the US Championship. And finally, it's time for the main event as it's the WWE Crown Jewel Championship match as champion Gunther takes on champion Cody Rhodes. Gunther does what he does best, wear out his opponent while absorbing punishment until the moment is right. Cody goes for a crossroads only for Gunther to apply the sleeper. However, Cody flips over, pinning Gunther's shoulders down for the 1-2-3 as Cody Rhodes is the first ever Crown Jewel champion. Gunther shakes Cody's hand after the match and he receives his Crown Jewel Championship belt and raises it along with his WWE Undisputed Championship. Liv Morgan then joins Cody in the ring with a title and the two celebrate. The two shake hands as Cody raises Liv's arm as Crown Jewel closes out. Well, that was a quick recap of the show. What about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly? As always, we start off with the good as number 1, a strong start. Our fans have come to expect strong openers at the WWE's PLEs, and the 6-man Bloodline Civil War tag match delivered. It hit with non-stop action fans can expect from 6 of the WWE's toughest superstars. Our fans may have been surprised to see Roman open the show, but given the importance the WWE is giving the Crown Jewel Championship, it made sense to end the PLE with a title match. Number 2, fantastic storytelling. Can Roman Reigns and Jey Uso coexist? The question was evident from the moment Jey Uso's music hit and Roman Reigns looked taken aback when the crowd erupted in cheers for main event Jey. This continued when Jay refused to tag in Roman despite him holding out his hand, with Jay tagging Jimmy instead, and the Usos showing the seamless teamwork that led him to becoming the longest reigning tag team champions.
Welcome to the world's first real battle
In WWE. Unfortunately, Solo Sikoa capitalized on Roman's shaky relationship with Jay and the inevitable ref bump that happens in nearly every bloodline bout, getting the win. Now, the story of Roman and company being on separate pages drove this story, including a miscue by Sami Zayn when he accidentally struck Roman after saving Jey Uso, and provided plenty more as the WWE builds things up to Survivor Series War Games. Number 3, a true main event player. And welcome to the main event, Bronson Reed. You bloody well earned it. Reed has taken the push the WWE gave him after he took out Seth Rollins with multiple tsunami splashes and ran with it. Reed showed incredible intensity regardless of whether he was beating up The Miz, brawling with Braun Strowman in backstage segments, or working the epic Last Monster Standing match. Tonight's match with Seth Rollins was sweet revenge for Rollins and a good way to set things up for a program with CM Punk. At the same time, it solidified Reed as a force of nature and someone with the potential to main event against anyone. Let's just hope the WWE follows through by pushing Bronson rather than having him slip into the background. Number 4, a brawl for all time. The WWE over-delivered with the Orton vs Owens match in many ways. First and foremost, the WWE avoided the obvious win for Kevin Owens by having KO go berserk, attacking Orton before the match with a chair and laying out the referee. The subsequent pull-apart brawl saw referees and officials fight in vain to try and separate the two. Even Raw General Manager Adam Pearce was helpless as Randy Orton hit an RKO on him, with Nick Aldis reminding fans that he's smarter than Pearce by bailing out of the ring before he was caught up in the crossfire. This was without a doubt the best brawl fans have seen in years. Even better, it shows just how dangerous Kevin Owens is and opened the door for a suspension angle to keep Owens and Orton off TV until the time is right for a rematch. Number 5, match of the night. Did tonight's triple threat for the US title steal the show? As good as Gunther vs Cody was, tonight's match between LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes and Andrade epitomized everything good about modern wrestling. The match told a story with Hayes and Andrade having to keep their animosity for each other in check if they wanted to win the title. At the same time, all three superstars worked a fast-paced style that didn't deteriorate into meaningless spots. Instead, everything clicked, delivering an entertaining match that made everyone look good and sent the fans home happy, with LA Knight retaining. Number 6, Piper and Chelsea always entertain. Piper and Chelsea continue to bring smiles to fans' faces whenever they wrestle, which is doubly important when considering how bad the women's tag division is. Wrestling's odd couple can work with anyone and entertain fans in and out of the ring. Niven and Green have become the type of act that doesn't need to win to entertain, and they are one of the WWE's best duos, male or female. And an epic end. Or was Gunther vs Cody Rhodes the stuff of legend? Although both superstars have had better matches against other opponents, this was no dog. Gunther looked dominant as ever, while Cody showed the heart that has won him match after match since he returned to WWE. Just as the opening bout told a superb story, tonight's main event showed Cody's experience edging out against Gunther with a slick reversal to Gunther's sleeper. The announcer's shout out to Bret Hart using the counter against Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 8 was the icing on the cake. But that was good. What about the bad? Is number 1, crushing the curb stomp. That's game over for Seth Rollins' curb stomp. As exciting as the bout was, and as much as the bout propelled Reed into the main event, there was a major fail in tonight's Bronson Reed vs Seth Rollins match, the end of the stomp. Rollins' curb stomp lost much of its luster tonight, as it took 4 curb stomps to put Bronson Reed away. Now, this isn't the first time Rollins has had to use more than one curb stomp to defeat a monster, Brock Lesnar being a good example and The Fiend, but tonight crossed the line. Rollins hit a curb stomp to Reed on the steel steps and a curb stomp from the top rope before pinning Reed. The WWE needs to take a hard look at its superstars' finishes, as Rollins isn't the only wrestler whose finisher is being watered down. Cody Rhodes' Crossroads is in the same category, with Rhodes routinely needing to hit the move 3 times in a row before winning a match. Number 2, women's tag titles are still garbage. Another women's tag team title match has come and gone with no storyline development for anyone involved. Rumor has it that this bout was a last-minute fill-in after Rhea Ripley's recent injury, as Rhea was supposedly set to battle Raquel Rodriguez. Nevertheless, there was no reason to make it feel like a last-minute fill-in. Number 3, show don't tell. A classic rule of storytelling is to show, not tell. So why did Corey Graves talk about possible dissension between women's tag team champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, only for both women to look sharper than ever in the ring? This was weak storytelling and another reminder of how poorly the women's tag division is being booked. Number 4, what's the purpose? Andrade vs Carmelo Hayes, an epic best of 7 series that ended in a draw and led to both men losing to LA Knight. As much as everyone loves LA Knight, the payoff for Andrade and Hayes was non-existent. Both superstars are back to where they started on SmackDown, which is a waste of their talent and the fans' time watching things play out. This doesn't look good for Andrade or Carmelo, and it's a reminder of the WWE's shortcomings in writing for its undercard. And just cash in this flipping briefcase. Tiffany Stratton's failure to cash in their Money in the Bank briefcase has progressed from tired to tedious to turn the channel awful. The WWE needs to have Stratton cash in the briefcase and either win a women's title or lose her opportunity. What was once an opportunity for Stratton has now become an anchor around her career. Now, there was nothing downright ugly as Crown Jewel featured a usual array of star power and high-stakes matches. Tonight's inaugural Crown Jewel matches suggested the idea may have staying power if the WWE can continue booking it creatively. Tonight's show wasn't a grand slam, but taken in its entirety, it was a fun show that furthered storylines and likely pleased many Saudi fans. What do you guys think of the Crown Jewel show? Let us know in the comments down below. And next up, Goldberg will have his WWE retirement match. That's big news for Goldberg as the WWE Hall of Famer announced today he's getting his long-awaited retirement match. WWE reported Goldberg appeared on ESPN's SEC Nation on Saturday, November 2nd and revealed that the Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Lovett granted his request for one more match. No opponent has been named for Goldberg, but the WWE hinted at a future match between Bill and Gunther during the heated exchange at Bad Blood. But there you have it, folks, our look at Crown Jewel as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
Alright, it's gonna be the last video we do today. I don't know why I sound sad.